Hey friends. Was anybody aware that a Wizard of Oz Pac-Man parody existed? Yeah, the parody in question is from Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures Season 2 Episode 20. So May and I were hanging out watching YouTube and we saw this episode in our recommendations and got curious. So we decided to watch the entire episode and it was ass. First of all, this is more of a criticism about the show itself, but why is it animated like this? It looks like Paw Patrol. And I really do not like how Paw Patrol is animated. It looks so stiff and robotic. Don't worry, there is plenty more to say about the episode itself, not just the show. The writing in this episode is awful. It contradicts itself constantly. If we decided to talk about all the plot holes in this singular episode, then I think we'd be here for a while. Pac-Man already eats ghost slime at the beginning of the episode, but he doesn't want to eat it later on for some reason when he already eats these giant ghosts in an entire gingerbread house. I haven't seen very much of this show, but what I have seen, he eats a lot more than this without getting full. It is super out of character for him to want to avoid eating something. In the first half of this very episode, he already eats a little bit of ghost slime, an entire gingerbread house, and a few of Elphaba's ghosts, and yet he doesn't want to eat any more ghost slime. That's where he draws the line. It may look super gross, but he actually likes the taste of it, both in show and just this episode, so what's the problem here? In my Simpsons Guy video, I said this. There's barely any direction in this episode. It's so scattershot. There's so much crap going on at once. For this Pac-Man episode, take that and multiply it by 6. For some ungodly reason, this episode thinks that it should introduce some of the mainstays of Wizard of Oz all at once. All these guys do throughout the episode is just stand there and describe their personalities and then do nothing. Their introduction scene is the only fucking thing I can remember about them. Instead, these guys are sidelined for these forced parodies of Hansel and Gretel and Alice in Wonderland? I'm sorry, what the hell am I watching? I thought I was watching a terrible parody of Wizard of Oz, not whatever this is. This episode does not know what pacing is. It is way more scattershot than The Simpsons Guy could ever dream of being. At least The Simpsons Guy was an extended episode. This episode is 22 minutes and it could have really benefited from a longer runtime. Futurama's parody had less than 10 minutes to work with and it was much better paced, written, and actually had good jokes in it. I did not laugh or smile once in Pac-Man's parody. All the puns and jokes suck. They're terrible. This episode in general is just terrible. This episode, I'm glad it's over. Yeah. I don't blame you if you've never heard of this episode, just don't watch it, it's garbage. Just watch the Phineas and Ferb and Futurama parodies instead.
There's no place like... I want to be a witch!
Well, I'm done with my portion of the video, and before I go play Darkstalkers, let's hear May's thoughts on this episode.
What the do you mean? Rainbow Dash is in this show as Pac-Man's aunt. This was news to me and I already didn't like this episode. Hell, I didn't even like this show. First of all the other fairy tale references are incredibly stupid and seem to outright insult the source material. Starting with Red Riding Helmet. God, that's a stupid name. They got the gist of it, but they do nothing with her. She doesn't trail off, she doesn't get led away by a ghost ogre, or betray us in a fursuit, or something like that. It's a world where fairy tales come to life. And they had more than one version of Spyro, they can have more than one version of Betrayus. Then we get to the Wizard of Oz stuff. Inky, Pinky, Blinky, and Clyde. Phew, I got that all in one take. Are all introduced at once and serve the plot exactly 0 times. And Pinky doesn't even serve her role as Dorothy correctly. Tell me if this is right. The Scarecrow has no brain. The Tin Man has no heart. The Lion has no courage. Dorothy can pick up her mirror for her makeup.
Can't hold a mirror to check my makeup.
One of these things is not like the other, and it's Dorothy. It isn't even clever, it's just a quick gag. Hansel and Gretel reference is an insult to my intelligence. They literally copy-pasted Spiral and put one in drag, then force-fed them Heimlich from A Bug's Life. But they don't live together like that, they are siblings? Their names piss me off too, but I can't be arsed to look them up. The Alice in Wonderland reference. Wait.
Wait a minute.
This part was written right as the episode was ending. Pinky, you said nothing about breaking mirrors.
I'm gonna get a heart. I'll stop breaking mirrors.
You were about not being able to pick them up.
Can't hold a mirror to check my makeup.
Can't hold the mirror to check my makeup.
Anyway, Alice in Wonderland. Lewis Carroll is rolling in his grave. And so are the Brothers Grimm, and so is L. Frank Baum, the writer of Wizard of Oz. Betrayfaba didn't even say the line right. He didn't say the line, Bart. He got liquid thrown on him, and he didn't say, I'm melting, I'm melting. Oh, what a world, what a world. This is the one thing I expected Betrayfaba to do right. Now, before you get angry at me, I do not blame the writers of this episode at all. I blame the higher-ups and some of the writers. Because I figured that at least one of them would have the brain cells to not do this. Negative 6550. Wait. Negative 7650 out of 10. Apple Pack deserved better. And thanks for letting me rant, Dylan. I kinda needed that.
Of course, sweetie. Thanks for joining me in this video. So if you care to find me, look to the western sky. As someone told me lately, everyone deserves the chance to fly.